Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I would like to thank the chairman for holding this important hearing today on the state of our nation's transportation infrastructure and supply chain challenges. I also want to thank all of our witnesses for being here today. The 7th Congressional District in New Jersey is home to some of the most significant transportation challenges and opportunities in the country. It actually stretches all the way across the state, from the Kilvan Call all the way to the Delaware River. We face congestion on our roadways and our highways, strained commuter rail and transit systems, and local roads and bridges that are in desperate needs of repair. My constituents, like others around the country, were impacted by the supply chain crises that every family in this country experienced. And so each of the urban, suburban, rural sections and infrastructures all need to be considered, and their interoperability, as we're addressing our nation's priority transportation goals, so we can make sure we have both safety and economic competitiveness. Mr. Jeffries, as you stated in your testimony, I'm going to use this as a model for every one of the witnesses here today, that you said that rail, as you know, rail is a vital part in the New Jersey economy. And if you said in your written testimony, the next great leap forward in safety directly relies on the ability of railroads to innovate and to deploy new technology. How can, and this is a question for every single one of the panelists, how can the Congress support the railroads and the other individuals testifying here today achieve their greatest potential in deploying technology that does both improve safety, efficiency, as we started here today, but also is safe from a homeland security perspective, so we know that we have an entire grid that is safe?
Well, that's a great question, and one we could talk a lot about on. I'll just break it down into two factors. One, effective oversight of the agencies and responsible for regulating safety to ensure that their regulatory efforts are focused on objective, data-driven safety improvements. Mm-hmm. Two, really on the legislative side, looking at ways to champion innovation, to expand the ability to use pilot programs, to expand the ability to use waivers, to demonstrate new ways and explore new ways of doing things, to build that safety data set that can allow for an informed, educated debate about whether or not you should move forward with it. Mm-hmm. This is not anti-worker. This is about creating a regulatory framework that keeps up with evolution of technology and innovation, and then adjusting worker roles and responsibilities to take advantage of that so that they're able to be most effective. And there's a training component to that as well.
Okay. Anybody else on the panel have additional, from the port, for example, or Greg? You guys have any?
No, look, as I said earlier, I believe that technology is technological advancements are important, and there's something that we, as a labor movement, embrace. Where I get really tired of it is when it's used purely as an excuse to lower headcount. And we see that in industries across the board. Our number one priority is to make sure that as we get new technology, it's done to enhance our ability to do our jobs, to make it safer, so that we know that it's another tool that can be at the disposal of the people who are experts in these fields and are able to do the job to the best of their ability. So we are all about trying to figure out a way to incorporate this and deploy it into the industries where our workers are. But we want to make sure it's done in a responsible way. And too often, it's viewed as an excuse to get rid of another worker.
Thank you.
I can just add, not about the railroads, but certainly.
Well, I was using it as a basis for every single one of the issue areas you were here to speak
similarly,
about.
Technology is very important. We wouldn't be able to do the things that we do and being efficient as we are as a port and terminal operators without the technologies that we have. But again, I agree. They have to be a tool for the worker, and we've been successful in that and creating better processes. But at the same time, it creates jobs. The more containers that you can handle through a terminal, for instance, the more longshoremen that are going to be employed. So technology is a good thing, and we need to embrace it and use it correctly.
But it needs to work with the partnership with the individual as well. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've yielded back the remainder of my time.